Hello everyone. Well, this is the demonstration to put the machine in working. So, the first things that you have to do before to start operating with the machine is turn on the battery switch. The battery switch is here. Now is off. Now is on. Well, inside of the wallet you can find the key to open the cabin. And this is the key to turn on the engine. Insert the key on the dashboard, turn on the key. So, before start the machine, you must stay sit correct on the seat, because there is a sensor over there. Otherwise, if you are not sit correct, you can unlock the dashboard. Okay, now I show you how to use the tiller. You must press this button to use the tiller on the correct way. Correct way means when you have to loading the products inside of the machine by the tiller. Now I show you how to use the tiller on the reverse way. Reverse way, you have to use this function when the tiller getting stuck by the hay. This one is for use the tiller conveyor belt. This one is to use the tiller conveyor belt on the reverse way. This means that you have to use this function when the tiller conveyor belt getting stuck, for example, for a big part of A. But for use of these functions, you must stay with the finger on the icon. This is the augers. In these systems, the augers is in the first speed. This one is the second speed of the augers. You must be used the augers on the second speed just when you have to download the machine, but is not allowed using during the cutting or mixing time. This one is the second speed of the machine. The machine have two speeds, one slow and one high. So this is high speed. This one is to use the conveyor belt. This icon is put the chain of the conveyor on rotation. This one is to open the conveyor. This one is to close the conveyor. This is the light of the machine. This is for going on the second page of the dashboard, but on the second page of the dashboard, you have no this function on the machine. Okay, this is the joystick to move the machine front and forth and to use some function of the machines. To move the machine front and forth, you must be stay with the finger on this red button. So now you can move the machine front and forth. The yellow button is to pull up the tiller arm and pull down the tiller arm. The red buttons is to open the left conveyor door and close the left conveyor door. The green ones is to open the right conveyor door and close the red conveyor door. This is two red buttons is to open the tiller protection and close the tiller protection. All this function, the joystick function and dashboard function, to use this function, you must stay sit correct on the seat. Otherwise, the machine doesn't work. Okay, the machine is equipped with 3 cameras. The first one, you can see inside of the machine. With the second one, you can see the right side conveyor. The third one is to see on the back of the machine. So when you have to use the machine on the back way, you can watch the 2 mirrors, even the back camera. Well, now we are ready to start the engine. One click of the key. Wait a few seconds that the ECU charge the program. Push the locker icon. Well, now we are ready to turn on the machine. The machine has 2 throttles, one by feet and one by hand. Of course, this is the brake. This is the brake system. And the machine has also the parking system. Now it's parking. Now it's unlocked. So the machine have 8 lights. This one, we turn on 2 lights on the front of the cabin. With this one, we turn on 2 lights on the front of the cabin and 2 lights on the top of the cabin. And with this one, we turn on the other 2 lights on the top of the cabin. And with this one is for emergency light. The machine have 3 speeds for warm the cabin about the hot water from the engine. First speed second speed, third speed. This one is to increase or decrease the temperature of the air. This is the wiper. And this is the heat of the mirror. Well, this one is to increase or decrease the descent speed of the tiller arm. Increase, open, decrease, close it. Okay, now I show you the few things to make a maintenance of the machine. First things to do is disconnect the key from the dashboard, disconnect the main switch of the battery, parking the machine using the brake parking system, and make sure that the machine is properly in a safety place. Everything about 10 days, check the pressure of the tires. Make sure that you must be used the high quality of the diesel. This is important for the engine, for the filters, and also for have the correct power of the engine. Here there is an hydraulic oil level. Make sure that the oil level must be always at the maximum. Also, on the front tires, to have the pressure, there is a label here. Here we have the gearbox, the reduction of the machine. There is an oil level you can see from the transparent windows. Make sure that always is at the maximum. The first change of the oil you must be due after 250 working hours. On the bottom there is a cap. You take off the oil from the bottom. When the reductor is completely empty, close the cap again, and you put the oil from the top. On the top there is an hole with a cap, and you put the oil from the top until you can see the oil level on the transparent windows. After the first changes of the oil, after the first 250 working hours, the other oil changes you must be do every 1,000 working hours. After the first 250 working hours, you also have to change the oil of the gear wheel. To do that, you must be put this white point in down, remove this screw, so the oil coming out from this point, and take off this cap in the middle of the gear wheel. Now I show you to put this white point in up to put in the oil. So now the machine is in the correct position to put in the oil. You must be put the oil or from this point or from this point until the oil coming out from the point on the middle, because this is the oil level, because it's in the middle of the gear wheels. Okay, after the first 250 working hours, you also have to change the axle oil. To do that, on the lower part of the axle there is a cap. You must remove the cap and wait until the oil coming out. After that, to replace the oil, there is a cap, a small cap, is marked with an white arrow. So you must be put the oil from this cap. Okay, now I show you the cap to take off the oil of the axle. This is the cap to take off the oil, is marked with the white. Okay, now I show you the cap to check the axle oil level. This is the cap to check the axle oil level. So you must be put the oil from this point until the oil coming out from this point. The machine is equipped with an automatic greasing system. The automatic greasing systems is already presetting, so you don't have nothing to touch. Is already the greasy cycling is already done. Here you can see all the greasing point of the machine. One, 2, this one, this is the 2 grazing point for the augers bearings. Another grazing point, another one, another one, another one is here, and here we have another 3 grazing points. The machine is also equipped with the automatic lubrication system for the chains. The tank contains about 2 liters of oil. With 2 liters of oil, you do approximately 100 working hours. I show you the four lubrication chains point. 2 is here. This 2 is for the short chains, and there is another 2 is for the long chains. A time a week, you just have to take care that the oil for the chains coming out correct from this transparent pipes. After the first 20 or 30 working hours, you must be check the tension of the chains. To adjust the tension of the long chains, you must be take off this plastic cap. Inside there is a big nut, so moving the big nut, you adjust the tension of the long chain. You don't have to take a special care about the tension of the short chains, because the short chains have the automatic tensioning systems. So these systems keep all the times the chains in correct tensioning. Okay, now I show you the maintenance to do on the engine. Here is the hydraulic pump to open the engine bonnet. With this small key that you can find inside of the key wallet, you can open this part. Daily, you must keep clean the engine cooling system. After the first 250 working hours, you also must be change the oil of the coupler. You can take off the oil of the coupler from this pipe. Is marked coupler. You have just to remove the cap and the oil coming out. To replace the oil on the top of the coupler, there is a cap. You remove this cap, so you can put the oil in from this cap. Also, attached on the cap, there is an oil level marked with the minimum and maximum. You put the oil always at the maximum. Every 400 working hours, you also have to change the engine oil. The engine oil is coming out from this pipe marked engine. So you have just to remove the cap and the oil coming out. To replace the engine oil, you just have to remove this cap and you put in the oil from here. You remove the oil level and check the level of oil. Also, but this is depending about the quality of the diesel, but normally after the 400 working hours, you also have to change the diesel filters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But don't forget that this only depending about the quality of the diesel. If the diesel is a good quality, you must be changed every 400 working hours. But if the quality of the diesel or on the diesel there is some dirty, maybe you have to change before 400 working hours. Especially this one, because this one is the first filter when the diesel coming from the fuel tank. Every about 10 days you must be check the condition of the engine air filter. So you just have to open the 3 clamps, remove the cover and take off the filter. This is the main, and also there is another one. You must check if the filter is clean or is full of powder. This is also depending in which condition the machine working. If the machine working in dirty condition, you must be checked weekly, or probably could be enough check every 10 or 15 days. From here you can check the radiator water level. So you have just to remove the cover, inside there is the radiator, and I recommended you to check the water level only on the cold condition. Don't forget.